Hi there again. Okay, here's the second blog of the day. So I live in a really nice place. My neighbor over there lets me go in the yard and scream, "Holy hell." Yeah, because of my trauma. We also have a pool that is across the way. I'll take you to it sometime soon. What I'm going to do is start blogging. I know what I'm going to do is do this like every day. And I'm going to tell everybody everything that happens to me from this day forward. I don't know what today's date is, but I do plan on blogging all of my dances and all my crazy singing. I also will be blogging all of the bullying that happens to me. Absolutely. And it happens on a daily basis with me. So I just want everybody to know that's really what I'm all about, is I'm advocating against bullying. So yeah, so from this day forward, right now we live in Killeen in a very cute little one-bedroom apartment. We're actually relocating to Florida real soon here. So we'll get all these loose tied up ends. Texas is just notorious with tickets and suspending your license. They're notorious for putting the disabled in jail. I've spent a year in prison. You know, Texas was never really worried about the damage that was being happening to me. Now I do know that where I'm at now is a military town, and that actually changed a lot of stuff that I'm about. Because I have such bad trauma, you know, people tend to take it as I was a troublemaker, and I wasn't. I was multiple personality, so you know, all of us were flipping in and out. Every time under some kind of crisis, we would go, you know, completely out of our comfort zone and just be all fronting at one time, you know. And so I just, you know, the bad thing about it is nobody really wants to go out about and tell people about multiple personality and how it came about, you know. And it's looked and frowned upon as if something awful and wicked, and it's not. It's considered a protection mode for mainly children. If you have multiple personality, you can only get it between 4 and 8. But if you have it after 8, multiple personality won't occur. From what I'm reading and understanding from all of my stuff that people are telling me, before you turn 8, your mind is really in a cartoony state of mind. And, you know, a lot of stuff that you see is obviously as a real young child. But when you get to like around 8, as long as you don't have a lot of trauma, your mind starts to fuse certain neurons in your brain so that you can move on to pre-teenage. I think it's pre-adolescent, then teens, then go into pre-adult. You know, every time it's supposed to be able to help you grow by pushing you along from what you were taught before. Unfortunately, between people such as myself and many who've had ritual kind of trauma done to them as children, causes them to have multiple personality. And it's really something that we're not very aware of, because, you know, like one day I'm out screaming and yelling, and the next day I'm like this, you know. And now that, you know, I've seen so much bullying going on with me, you know, it's all over the place to people that don't understand how trauma can hurt a child into adulthood. You know, and most of the time it's usually people that feel really shitty about themselves, you know, that they go and they lurk around people that they know they can overtake. And a lot of times I've seen, if they can overtake, cops get called. Now that happens a lot to me, and actually it's been happening more than I'd like it to be. I'm not going to point any fingers, and I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to start blogging it more, because I haven't been able to blog when the cops get called on me. But the next time they do get called, I'll make sure everybody knows who called them. I'm going to make sure everybody knows what the cops' names are. I'm going to write everybody's names down, including the bullier, because the bullier gets away with it by calling the cops. That's wrong, right? That we would have that kind of stuff going on right under our noses. Not saying that the cops bully, because I don't want to, you know, touch that kind of subject. That's not something for me to talk about. All I'm talking about is the bullying that's happened to me with other people's stupidity. How they feel. Okay, so this is what bullying is. They say, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to do I'm going to ABC 1 2 3. I'm going to call the cops on you because you're making me uncomfortable. That's what bullying is. Okay? And I've already got a couple of them down with the person that was doing it, but no longer does that person present that person out. That person is now behind other resources that put you in a situation that, now I'll explain how this works. So being mentally traumatized and disabled like I am, people have a tendency to think it's okay to tell you to shut the fuck up. It's okay to tell you, if you don't be quiet, I'm going to call the cops on you. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's what we call bullying. Right under your nose. So me being somebody who's had bullying done to her most of her life, but I didn't really get bullied so bad until I became mentally disabled. And I am mentally disabled legally now. And I'm going to keep up with all of these blogs. Now, as of today, I think today is Friday. You know, sometimes when you have this kind of mental trauma, it's hard for you to remember what day of the week you're in, what time it is, you know what I mean? You know, and it takes somebody brave like me to come out and make people more aware of the shit that happens all day long. All day long. Shit, it happens to me at the grocery store. It happens to me right behind my back. It happens to me from family. It happens to me by even other females who are struggling from being bullied. You know, and they're bullied, and then they turn around and bully somebody like me. But they don't understand. I have a really big mouth, and that a lot of the stuff that's going on is already gone viral. I already know that because I'm getting people all over the world trying to ask me questions about, is this bullying, is that bullying, and how do I stop all of the bullying, because I'm traumatized too. Yeah, I know. It's not even safe to stay in your own home, right? Yeah, I know. That's just how it is. I mean, ignorance is just ignorance. And if you ask me, ignorance is next door. It's bus drivers. It's the mental system. You know, it's politics. It's everything. I don't think there's enough bullying laws to protect people like me. Because, you know, I have had cops called on me. I've had like 6 people, you know, come to my house, and I'd be like, all from me outside screaming. Outside. I'm in the country. We actually moved from Austin to Salado, and then Salado was too expensive. Then we moved to Killeen. And let me show you the country. Now, I know most of the neighbors here are really, really, really sweet. This guy right here is named Marvin. He's so nice. He said that I could blog with him in it. He said if I ever need to scream and yell, I can scream and yell in his yard all I want. Sometimes I go in the pool. There's a pool right there. Yeah, there's a pool right there. I go screaming in there. But I think it's really unfair how people get away with bullying us. Don't you think? How people just randomly can do whatever they want to you. And just remember, bullying is when somebody tells you, if you don't do this for me, then I am going to hurt you some way or another. That, my friends, is called bullying. And I'm here to make sure everybody can see what's going on right here with this disabled woman. Stay in touch with me, and I'll keep you updated. Thanks so much. Chrissy, PTSD dancer, advocating against better laws for the bullying people. They bully me and other people like me. God bless.